Vampyr. This opening theme is so very good. I just like to sit here and kind of like bop to it. Just, yeah. God, I love music like this. It reminds me of the Mantis Lords fight. Oh. Such good music. I've been trying to find more music to listen to while trying to create things. And game music has been my go-to. I was listening to some Outer Wilds earlier. Actually, game music and show music. I also listened to some of the Mandalorian's soundtrack, which was very good. Oh, I think you and everyone else in the world are still waiting on Silk Song. If only. I would grab that game so quick. So darn quick. Oh, there's the ping. I was about to say, ping cord was slow on the uptake, but nope, just went out. Perfect. And I actually have my controller working, so there's that. You hear we're living out your emo boy streams on this, or dreams on this stream? Darn right we are, Varian. If you've always wanted to be a devilishly handsome vampire doctor who both fights evil and cures the sick, we're there. Or if you just want to kill people and drink their blood, we're also there. Vampyr. Good morning, Eternal. Or good night, you know, whichever. How are you doing, Varian? I feel like I haven't chatted with you in forever, aside from a little bit of exercise and food. I feel like those are the two things that we've talked about recently. And by recently, I mean like within the past year. Which is a shame. A real shame. Good day of February 7th, everyone. Oh god, it's February 8th for you, Kane, isn't it? Good time. Good stream, everyone. Good adventure. Ooh. I can come up with a saying instead of it being good day or good morning. Be like, prosperous adventure to you all. How's that sound? I feel like I should switch to this while we're just sitting here chat-a-latin. Mercutio! Prosperous adventure to you, my friend. Tidings to chatters far and wide. Oh, I like that. That is regal. That is good, Varian. Small warning, you might be partially drunk. Alright. I will expect more flirting from Kane. How is everyone doing? I would love to hear about everyone. Alright, now I gotta learn how to play this game on controller. Ooh, a gin and tonic. Nice. Keeping on. Your throat seems to be a little bit better. Good. That is fantastic. Absolutely wunderbar. I'm glad to hear that your throat's doing better. Hit every button to find out. I think X is main attack and triangle is offhand. There's always the menu to check controls. Pfft, what do I look like? Someone who reads a menu? Alright, so A is that action button. Christmas gift whiskey. Ooh. I don't know what that is, but that sounds delightful. Alright, so that's the Braille, and that's Samuel, so we need to follow this. Talk to Demetrius Petrescu. Petrescu? Also, you haven't seen anything of this game and very curious. Finally got a job offer after a few months of struggling, hoping to hear back from another one later this week as well. Hell yes, my dude. Fingers crossed for the job. If we ever get the chance to see each other IRL, I'm definitely going to need to bust out your bartender skills. If you bartend, I will cook. I will cook whatever you want. You give me the recipe, I'll practice it, I will cook it. I am 100% down for this. What's the job that you might be getting, if I may ask? Not too bad, been playing some Sifu and sucking at it. I've heard that it's really hard. How have you been enjoying it? Knock, 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 knock.
What? What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Alright, how do I activate my senses? That's the real question. Analytical chemist at a pharma company nearby, basically checking the drugs got made correctly. Ooh. I don't know if that sounds super fun or super tedious, but either way, that sounds really cool. Cooking with people is so fun. Let me send you a pic. Oh, yes, please send me what you made tonight. All I've made recently is pizza. Oh, he's got... he ain't got time for that. He got bronchitis.
It's locked, all right.
Oh, there's Dorothy Crane. But how do I get in? Need a keto spinach dip recipe? I mean, I've had some pretty good spinach dip in my life. I'll take a spinach dip recipe. You got one, or are you saying you need one? Can't really get the hang of properly dodging. To dodge, you gotta hold the block parry button and flick the left stick either up or down with the right timing. Oh, it sounds very similar to, like, For Honor. That type of parry system is really tough to get the hang of.
No one's there.
I was hoping I could get in through there. Is there another way around? Your whiskey is a 12-year-old Dewar's double-aged blended Scotch whiskey. All right, Mr. Fancy Pants. You need one? I unfortunately don't know much about keto spinach dip, but if anyone else does, please feel free to share one. Can I get in here somehow? I mean, I can see him. You didn't buy it, it was a Christmas gift. Ooh. You get past 8 years and you get some cool stuff.
I cannot enter.
I'll have to, I've got a friend who works at a local whiskey distillery. I'll have to ask them, how old their whiskey is waged to.
Turn around, sir.
Oh.
You! Step back and...
Right bumper. Okay, that's my skills. I'm glad I'm learning this on some really low-level people. It's making this so much easier. Well, Kane, make sure you have a glass for me. Or at least a sip for me, if not a whole glass. I mean, I don't want you to get too turnt tonight. You're okay at parrying, because for that you just gotta tap the button, but you can't parry everything. Oh, I see. Spinach dip should be mostly cream cheese, sour cream, so should be relatively easy to make keto with a few alterations. Isn't cheese already keto? Am I wrong on that? All right, is there a way around? Can't get in here either. Thank you, Kane, you handsome devil. You love For Honor a lot. You want to get back into it, actually? Heard they've had some good updates. Ooh. All right, I will check that out in just a second. I haven't heard much about For Honor in recent years. But, where do you want me to go? Because it's not giving me the place to normally, like, watch people from a distance. I really enjoyed For Honor in the beta when I was part of it, but trying to come into it after it had launched, everyone just kicked my butt. It was impossible to play the game the way that I remembered playing it in beta, which made it significantly less fun. Is there like a way around? No, there is literally 2 entrances. Okay. I mean, if that's the spot, it's not prompting me anything. Oh, seriously? I have to sit here and stand for a minute? Okay. That's silly. It's a game that you had to keep up with. It literally had styles develop and would shift based on how people were fighting. Kind of wild. That is super wild.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Ooh, Absolver.
Perhaps just a
I never
friend
played
of that
Absolver.
stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott. No, not of the same cloth.
I don't think I played Absolver. Was Absolver that one about bunny men?
That journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius.
Okay.
Nearby the church they just mentioned.
I vaguely remember where that is.
Joe, please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game.
Find Clayton in the area. He's usually over here. No, up here. He's usually up here. That apron doesn't look like the texture loaded properly. No, it didn't. I was really surprised that it looked as bad as it did.
I'm cheap and I'm clean, I promise.
I'll take your word for it, lady. I did, after all, just heal you. Okay, so let's try our vamp senses. Did Clayton move?
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a glass.
There's Joe. It's kind of blinking. It's not an actual teleport. They actually describe it more as a just run it, like moving quicker than the eye can see. So you just move with great speed.
The disease
there he
upon
is.
us is not an accident of nature, but the
Good evening,
punishment
Doctor.
of a
Can I help
divine
you?
will.
An underground medical dispensary.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He made some delicious arugula parmesan ravioli. Toss them in a sauce of brown butter, miso, fresh chopped garlic, homemade black garlic, and olive oil. My dude. That looks freaking delicious.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
I know where
He spends
Nethercott
most of his
is.
time lurking around Whitechapel.
He's in the
Talking to
graveyard.
himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Oh, been in a rut? Feel free to share if you want. How have you been challenging yourself? You had red pesto ravioli today. We just had pizza. Like bully crust with their sauce that they brought in. We just threw some cheese and pepperoni on it. It was very hot and I burnt my tongue. It hurts.
He never goes out.
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
All right,
Goodbye,
well,
Mr.
thank
Darby.
you.
Farewell.
Sounds like I got a hot tongue? No, I have a burned tongue. I barely have a tongue anymore. Blah, blah, blah. Hurt tongue. All right. Okay, that was healing. That one's slicing. Gotcha. And it's triangle. That does that. Okay. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Or relearning, rather. So as you can see, Varian, the combat is slightly Arkham Dark Souls-like. There is a parry system, there's some stunning and stuff like that you can do. Crafting. I don't know, it's a weird amalgamation of them. And it's alright, it's a decent system. You made it a challenge to cook every meal for a month. So far, you're 2.5 weeks in and it's going all right. Did a nice one-pan roast with some pepper, potatoes, chicken broth, and smoked Polish sausage. God, that sounds so good.
Mr. Nethercott. And good evening to you too, my good
Do you make enough for, like,
Can I
lunch
be
the
of
next
any
day
help?
and just cook every night?
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I don't know if we'll watch it this weekend or not. Lauren and I are looking at maybe taking a short vacation just to get out of the apartment. Looking at renting like an Airbnb on the coast and just getting out some new place. So I'll probably watch it within the next week or two.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane.
Vacations are nice, especially when you've been stuck inside working for months.
Sounds very mysterious. But sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Darius is the right arm of Dorothy Crane and a former Romanian political activist. Interesting.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Thank you kindly for that information. In other ways, you've been doing at least one drawing a day, mostly still life practice to work on proportion. Also, yeah, generally try to make a big dinner so you can cook lunch if you want. But have an easy fallback if you don't. That's smart. Gives you some Dishonored vibes with the dialogue. Yeah, a little bit of Dishonored, like some branching vibes. Like I said, very interesting amalgamation of all sorts of things. But the voice acting so far has been really well done. Thoroughly enjoyed.
For there is no protection against malevolence and trickery.
Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle.
Alright, so where's this post box? Oh, that's not the right button. Oh, it was in the trash can the whole time.
My dearest, most beloved children, I'm sorry you have not heard from me in a few months. The situation in London has been difficult. I know it may sound selfish and silly when you, my children, are still living in a country consumed by war. But there is also a war going on here in England. A war against poverty and against injustice. This is a war I intend to fight despite my advanced years. This is why I am writing you today. I won't be coming back to Romania. That probably means I won't see you again before I die. Don't be sad, my darlings. You are grown up now, and you have children of your own. You know the sacrifice we sometimes must accept to make the world a better place. This is one I must make now, to feel useful one more time. I wish you a long and happy life. Kiss my grandchildren for me, and remember that your father loves you all the way from this cold, damp country. I am as ever your loving father, Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
Decent
Darius is a bit
Romanian?
less of a
Hey.
mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Thank you, Kane. As someone who has, as far as I know, never heard a Romanian accent, that is me, and someone who probably has, that is you, I take that a huge compliment.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe?
You know, I would love to do, like, a drawing a day sort of thing, or, like, recently I've been teaching myself how to do 3D modeling. I'd love to do, like, a short, like, model a day or something, just to help me get into the practice of things. What kind of things have you been drawing?
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Ooh, how do I level up my mesmerize?
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here.
Maybe I have
Shall
to
we
feed
speak
on
man
people.
to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
You want to get into that? Ooh, I wish I had known that. I would have sent you a link to a very inexpensive Blender course that I purchased. It was from Humble Bundle. It was like 25 bucks, and it gave you all sorts of stuff. I've learned a lot from it. I haven't even finished it yet. I'm still working on completing the course, but it's been a lot of fun. It's been really rewarding to do. Story progression increases mesmerize. Interesting that they would face you with a mesmerize level 2 when this is part of the main story. That just seems weird. Like, how would I have been able to mesmerize him otherwise? You've even made it that even if it's only a few minutes, that's good. So far, it's just random stuff on your desk, like a mug or a medication bottle. Smart. It's a smart way to just learn how to do things. I'm wondering if that means you can do stuff in different orders. Maybe there's a side quest. It doesn't seem like there was anything I could do in a different order, and I've done a lot of the side quests. I think I've got like 2 left right now, unless maybe it's going into a different portion of the city. I don't know. Of my many journeys, I believe I was the most amazed by my exploration of the Mediterranean Isles, and particularly the island of Santorini, searching for traces of vampire presence in these sunburnt lands. Herodotus himself refers to the island in his 4th book, and I'm personally convinced that there are many mysteries to be unveiled in this part of the world. Who knows that, even today, the island of Santorini is still considered by some as the most vampire-infested place in the world, way more than the Carpathians, and that its inhabitants are considered as specialists of the vampire hunt, or the hunt of Vraikolakis, as they call this creature. According to the local myths, the Vraikolakis is a dead person who does not decay, and who cannot show a vermilion complexion as long as he is gorged with fresh blood. He cannot enter a house without knocking and getting a response. Garlic makes him flee. He does not consume under the sun, but his skin blackens. He can change into wolf and other animals. What struck me the most is that the same name exists with small variations from Mediterranean Sea to the Balkans. The Greeks call him the Vraikolakis. The Bulgarians and the Macedonians name him Varkolak or Varkolak. The Siberians call him Vukodlak. Yes, Vukodlak, a name so similar to the Vukod we already know. My dear brothers, just to write the few words now gives me the shivers. I'm personally convinced that we are here confronted to some of proto-vampire. Maybe they are missing a link between the modern vampires and the creatures that came before them. God allows me enough time, I wish one day to go back to the Santorini Islands, or Santorini Islands, and find the trail of this antique and forgotten figure. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul. You call him Puppy.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name?
I wish I had something for bronchitis right now.
Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Yeah, see, he's got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, if you feel all right, that's fine. So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Ooh, tell me more about Camellia.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the
Mute Florist.
I do not
Beautiful name
believe
for a
in the
florist.
afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
You're not worried for her
Are you
safety?
not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy.
Hey,
A good
it's Puppy.
man for sure, but a very poor writer.
I love the shade between these two.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
That we have his trust drink him. Well, technically, the way it works, that's... Oh, interesting. That's how the PlayStation controller works. The more you learn about people, the more hints and stuff you uncover, the more experience you will get from them. And if they're sick, you won't get as much experience either. So you have to cure them, and you'll get more experience. So now that we have his trust, drink him.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius.
Yeah,
Tell me
if you
more
want to get the
about
most
it.
experience, you
I
legit
know
have to
my
earn their
days
trust
are
and learn
numbered,
about them.
And I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life. And I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
It's very dishonored in that the more people that you drink and kill, the more chaos is brought to an area.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
You're interested
Goodbye,
to
Mr.
see someone play this as a vampire who does not care? I would be too. Similar to like Dishonored, where nope, that's not the right one. It's on the other side over here. Similar to Dishonored, where it's curious to see what happens the more damage you cause. Oh, it's down this way. It's interesting to play through and do technically like all the killing and the bad ending. But the problem is, when games do that, they basically force you to want to play the good ending, or the good way, because that's what gets you the good ending. Like, if a game just said, it doesn't matter which way you want to play, just play however you want, and this is the ending you get, I think I'd enjoy that a little bit more to create the character that I want. Within reason, I suppose. There we go. Now we go back and we cure his bronchitis. Because we are a good doctor. We are a doctor who loves. We are a lover, not a fighter. We only give love bites. Your current D&D campaign got scary last week? Do tell. Yeah, with games like this, it's really cool to see the extremes of both sides. And I guess it's also cool that they make it such a difference. But I suppose I don't like the difference being like,
Hello,
here's the good
Mr.
ending, here's the bad
Hello,
ending, you know?
Dr. Reed.
Like, I never
Come on
played
in.
Dishonored by killing everyone because I wanted to make sure I got the good ending. You almost got detected by an ancient white dragon. You almost died.
Yes?
Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
Well, I think you do. Take this, and you'll feel better.
Free drugs from an English doctor. It must be my lucky day.
Incredible.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Alright, so he'll be better in the morning. Now, we go talk to Dorothea. And we also unlock this gate. Yeah, it's tricky. It's nice to be able to have free choice, but at the same time, the consequences you can't control also add weight to those choices. I see benefit in both the Skyrim method and the Dishonored way, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's... In Skyrim, it doesn't feel like your choices matter. Because of that reason. And in Dishonored, it does feel like your choices matter, but it also feels like you're going to be penalized for playing a certain way, you know? Chances you guys are about to become dinner is low, but not zero. Or high, but not zero. I don't know what I was trying to say. If I'm honest, I kind of got distracted. Quite high, yes. Yep, quite high that you might die. Alright, can I steal more medicine and stuff from around here?
Can you hear my voice?
Sounds like she might need some doctorial help. We learned it's what you've been contracted to kill. The quest giver did not know it was a dragon, mind you. How did you guys get contracted to kill an ancient white dragon and not... the person not know it was an ancient white dragon? London, 31st of October. My dear Dorothea, when you read this letter, I will be on the boat that will take Anton and me back to Brasov. England was not for us, and I confess I cannot wait to see again the proud hills of Transylvania. As soon as we are there, I promise I'll light a candle in the Black Church and pray for you to survive this terrible epidemic. I know that you do not agree with this decision, and that you are determined to be more useful by helping our comrades exiled in the East End. But Anton cannot wait to return to our beloved country and see our long-awaited revolution bloom. He is my husband. I will stay by his side. I know we had our arguments and our fights. I know you would have wanted me to stand by your side and help you manage this clinic of yours. But now that I'm leaving England, be assured that if anything would happen to you, if you ever were in great trouble or danger, I would come back immediately to London, with or without Anton. Please think of me as much as I think of you. I am your affectionate sister, Theodora. Theodora and Dorothea. Cute. All they knew were that villages were razed to the ground. Villages, not cities, right? I remember being in a part of 4 people at level 3, and one of our party members couldn't understand why it was a terrible idea to try and fight a green dragon at that level. Was this player new?
I need help.
Oh, is he convulsing? What's up?
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air.
Not even sanitized.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
This is the 1900s. They didn't.
Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor.
Don't question me, I'm the doctor. Should have said that. Yep, just...
He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
Oh, no.
I can't see.
Oh, no. I must suture the artery.
I must first suture the artery.
Come on, doctor.
Find the wound.
You can fight through it.
Of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
Epinephrine.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Quick,
Yes,
give him adrenaline.
doctor.
Jumpstart his heart.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Maybe it should have been a
Truly?
cardiac massage.
Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza.
I'm not a
induced seizure.
doctor.
I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No, there was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
Oh, my hands are magically clean. I must have licked them. Just...
To what do I owe this courtesy?
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right.
This is an unfitting place for the illustrious Dr. Reed. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
Okay. So I read some of your things. Chaotic players, especially newbies, or people who just think chaotic means that they can do whatever the heck they want because they're chaotic. Worst types of players. Does not go well. If someone's going to be chaotic, yes, they might do spur-of-the-moment decisions, but chaotic does not mean evil or against everyone else. It just means, like, you only care for yourself in a lot of ways. Instead of just, oh, I can steal everything, I'm gonna go steal stuff. Goodness gracious, that I probably would have been very frustrated with that person walking up to someone and just shooting them. Oh, we are... Being a good or bad guy in this game is part of our choice. You have the option to feed on people, which will increase your power as a vampire, but it'll start to cause chaos because people are dying. Or you can not feed on them and try to save them. You're supposed to try and balance the two, basically. You have a necromancer and a paladin. They don't exactly get along, of course. Surgically sucked the blood off my fingertips. It's like barbecue sauce. Your tabaxi learned this when the town burned down. He did not mean to cause that, and both out of character and in character he felt terrible. Oh. To you, chaotic finds rules optional when they need to be like, or when they need to be like Han Solo was chaotic good is a great example, and demons are the extreme version of chaotic evil as they're just destructive. Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely a good way to put it. I think I played a chaotic good character once, and he was basically a Kingslayer. He was an assassin rogue who was part of a small, like, fiefdom, and the local lord completely destroyed his life, and so he went to train to try and kill the lord. So anytime he came across people who were in power that were doing stuff that did not benefit the town or the people, he would try to kill them. So we were running the Lost Mines of Fandelver, and the mayor that was of the city out that you get the quest to go to the Lost Mines, where the red brands are, he almost tried sneaking in to his apartment and killing him in the night, so that way the Adventurers Guild would take over and be the head of the town. You're a pure neutral Goliath monk. Oh, that sounds rad. You remember pretending to be a cleric that was actually a necromancer who wanted to use that magic to lay spirits to rest. Your actual cleric didn't like you. Did the actual cleric know that you weren't a cleric? Oh, ironically, this chaotic player was in that Mines campaign module as well? Ah. I've come to stop the blackmail? Gives away drugs and medication for free. Dorothy was a clandestine resistant in her homeland. Dorothy has a sister in Romania. But what about... Why am I on this quest? Ah, the blackmail against Lady Ashbury. That's right. I wish... Okay, this is the one thing that I really dislike about games with dialogue options. They don't really give you a good indication of what you're going to say does. You effed up some religion rolls, and they were like, wait, that's not doctrine. Ooh, sneaky. Your necromancer was actually neutral good, which surprised us, but the paladin who replaced our fighter who died to our season 1 final villain does not trust him because he doesn't trust necromancy, so his reason to be in the party for these first 4 sessions of season 2 is to keep an eye on him. hey, at least he's got a good reason to both interact with the other player character and that supports his character. That's the hardest part in D&D, in my opinion, is coming up with good character interaction points. Nobody gets this right. You've been waiting for someone to get it. Fingers crossed. I don't even know where to start. You hated this about Fallout 4 where they would just give you a word or two and not let you see what you actually say. You shouldn't be blindsided by your own dialogue. Exactly! Like, I need to know what my character's thinking. Like, at least in Mass Effect, they gave you, like, a good side and a bad side. And with this one, it's like, you can't carry on with this. This is illegal, and I've come to stop the blackmail. All are very confrontational. This is illegal. She's going to be like, I don't care, lives are at stake. You shouldn't care because you're a doctor. And I really don't care because, like, yeah, people should be getting the treatment that they need to be in this place, and stupid people at the hospital are charging poor people an arm and a leg. I want to say you can't carry on with this because I'm hoping that it leads me to, you can't carry on in this place. We need to take these people to the hospital. We're just going to do it pro bono. But obviously, as part of the quest, I've come here to stop the blackmail. Again, sounds very confrontational and doesn't sound like the right choice right off the bat. Next character you want to do is a wooden warforged that's being piloted by a spirit or a super tiny race or something, like someone got shrunk. What if it was like a halfling or a gnome or something like that that's just inside a mech suit and pretends to be a warforged? Or like a tiny elf, that way you can still do the like half rest or whatever. So if you're interested how the heck you play a necromancer but finding a good way to do necromancy, you'll let me know. I always figured I would play it like a cleric of the grave. I don't know which to do. Like this would be the one that I want to lean toward because I want to be like, yeah, you need to come and do stuff with us. I don't even remember the blackmail exactly. Like, how is she blackmailing? Saying she knows who she is, right? That's right. She supposedly knows that she's a vampire. Oh, he raises the dead still full of necromancy? It's just a less effective revivify. There's a good video out there called The Grey Necromance, and it's a solid way of showing a good necro. Ooh.
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this. Blackmail.
Oh, see, I didn't know it was going to be about
Dorothy,
blackmail.
It's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
See, I feel like I was completely blindsided by that.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
Sounds like we need to open up a ward, specifically where you're the head.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if I'm prim and proper. I guess possibly, because I went to medical school.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
I don't want to. Interesting. I don't understand how that was even a fail. I literally had one branch, and that branch looked like it was basically the same 3 choices. In your DM's homebrew world, whether or not undead are mindless depends on the necromancer, so he doesn't control people he raises, and he mostly uses the dead raising part to help people who, for example, didn't get to say goodbye or help a community. Oh, that's so nice. He doesn't like using it for combat, but he does if he's forced to. I still don't understand how this was a fail. Like, ironically, if you let her blackmail... Oh, if I had just walked away? Do I seriously have an option to just walk away? Because... Games with dialogue options are stupid. I don't understand at all what just happened. Yeah, if that's true, then the whole dialogue interaction feels like a trap. Like, at what point would I have just not walked up to her to confront her? Like, because the only way I figure out what she's doing and why she's doing it is to talk to her. It was one earlier option to let it continue? Where was that option? There was the, this is illegal, I can't let you keep doing this, or the blackmail needs to stop. All 3 of those sound like the exact same thing. Hey, Kate! How's it going? I'm gonna go with Charlie.
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
That whole interaction felt completely stacked against me. I'm glad to hear it's going good for you, Kate. That's wonderful. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see what continues to happen. Please keep me up to date. So we lobotomize her instead. Yeah, pretty much.
Beach spotted! Watch out, boys! Murdering bastard!
What have you been up to, Kate? Were you playing some Among Us earlier? Streaming with some people? Did they kill all these people? Like, what happened to all the people that were in here? There were like 2 people that were on these beds. These hypocrites calling you a murderer when they attack first? I mean, I kind of attacked one first. Nah, class today, but you're going to be streaming Subnautica tonight. Ooh, have you ever played Subnautica before? It's a very good game. It's one of my favorites. After Subnautica, if you don't play Subnautica Below Zero, I highly recommend playing Outer Wilds. Subnautica is such a good game. Not really, no. You've played a couple of times on stream, but it's really good. Still scared of the water. That fear does not go away. Even to this day, having played Subnautica and beaten both games, I still very much hate going into that water. It is one of the few games that I will say has actually, like, given me anxiety and fear. There we go. Unless, of course, you fear the ocean, then it's the biggest horror game, Phasmophobia. It's a thing. Yeah, spread the Outer Wilds love. Of course. I can't not spread the Outer Wilds love. Like, it's just, it's a good game. Overall, all in all, through and through, it is a good game. The ocean is very, very creepy. You want to play Below Zero? Oh, again, I was like, wait, you already played Below Zero? What? After. Yeah, 100%. It's, if I remember right, it's a slightly different storyline, but it is still very good. I liked the first one a lot more, but the second one, I feel like, did a little bit of a better job making the story, like, cohesive in kind of a way. And the first one, you kind of wonder a lot, which is great because that's, like, the aspect of the game. But in the second one, you have a little bit more direction. So, all in all, still both great games. I thought I grabbed his blood to analyze. Can I not analyze it? Hi, Melissa. How are you? She can't sleep, so she's getting some tea. What kind of tea? Sleepy chamomile time tea? Plain strawberry tea. I've never heard of strawberry tea. That sounds delicious. All right. Small bottle and cigarette cases. Hey, Ezraken. I feel like it's Ezray Khan. But I said it so quickly. But a long time no see, my dude. How have you been? And she's doing eh. I'm sorry to hear she's doing eh. That's no good. No bueno. I hope she's doing better. Ezray Khan. Okay. But howdy. Howdy, Ezray Khan. See, I remembered it this time. It's just been such a long time.
Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill him, boy!
Oh.
Burn it, boy! Die, vermin!
Ow. Alright, guys. Calm down. Stop hitting me. Alright, let me feed on you. Get some health in me. Feed on you. Oh, I'm not gonna die. Although I wish that they weren't so good at slicing me all the time. There we go. Alright, where's Toby Sheen? Vincent Sheen and Toby Sheen. Give me some blood, boyo. Oh my god. Stop hitting me. Whew.
Don't like burning, does it? Die, vermin!
You're dead. You're dead. They got tiger blood. Sit down. I wish I could throw dirt in their eye. That would be great. I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire doctor who is trying to heal the sick and is being attacked by vampire hunters. I don't even know why. I don't know how they know I'm a vampire. I mean, aside from the fact that I'm ghastly pale with bright white eyes. It's a mystery. Hey, Sapphire, how are you doing? Long time no see. Life treating you well? Probably the fact that I'm biting necks. Pfft. That's just, you know, speculation. Hey, Lady Ashbury, I stopped her. I'm sorry? Alright, Kate, I'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by, thanks for lurking.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not know it was rude to stare?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like a man who speaks his mind.
He trusted you, Lady Ashbury.
You killed him. He trusted you. And you killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan. You are but newly born in this world.
So in the end, the accusation was true, wasn't it?
The situation is somewhat awkward nonetheless. I have not been observed sustaining myself for many decades. I have to say I'm a trifle embarrassed.
Anyway,
what?
I have concluded
Being
my
so nonchalant about
concerning
this.
your blackmailer.
I see. Please excuse my agitated state. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let anyone see me in this condition.
The case is closed, your ladyship. The person who took advantage of you has, shall we say, seen the error of her ways.
So who was it?
My lady. The blackmailer was dealt with using the utmost discretion. The culprit's identity is of no relevance.
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly what I needed from you. You have proven your loyalty, so, as a friend, please accept this small token of my appreciation.
Thank you, my lady.
Oh, 50
if you
shillings?
Have an inclination to learn
You're
more
rich,
about
lady. You could have given
vampires
me
or
a couple
your current
hundred.
Situation, I will be glad to aid you in your quest for knowledge.
This feels totally off. Maybe she's a bit lax because I'm also a vampire? Maybe. I don't know how I feel about any of
Why
this.
does Dr. Swansea allow you to feed on the patients of the hospital?
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find a solution for our hunger. Until that happens, he is clever enough to understand that I only feed upon the dying.
You still like her, but you're biased. It's because she's pretty, isn't she? Throw shillings in face option. I wish she paid me more. I went through all that trouble for 50 shillings. 50 shillings buys me like one piece of certain scrap. Like, come on.
What do you know about this Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole?
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet,
I also
as long
like
as they
redheads.
do not interfere, we have come to a mutual understanding.
You like redheads and vampires.
And
so
no
both
one suspected you of the murders.
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on me of killing for pleasure. But you have my word, Jonathan. I take no pleasure in taking a life.
Ooh. Good luck, Varian. Good luck. I wish you the best in this redheaded venture of yours.
Why did you save me in the canning factory?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a
You met them when they were
promising
dressed as a
young blood
vampire.
yourself be torn to shreds by
Fantastic.
some gutter scowl.
William Bishop wasn't the vampire
Hi.
that created me then.
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Scowls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
Just 600 plus. Yeah, probably. She looks young for her vampiric age.
What type of vampire is a Scowl?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of lesser vampires. It is a shame these creatures run wild, slaves to their baser instincts.
Ooh, they're very into D&D and rock climbing? That sounds like a win-win right there. Oh, gentlemen, meant deets on the lady on the screen? I don't know, did he mean deets on the lady on the screen? I meant deets on the lady that you're trying to court.
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Wow, that's a very smart
Very
and
well.
cheeky answer.
But I believe there is more to this than you are saying.
A lady has to have some secrets.
And who bestowed upon you this eternal youth?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years. This isn't the city I remember.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never seen it like this.
The Spanish flu has hit London that bad.
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadows. Something far worse than the Spanish flu is here in the city.
Interesting.
What is it you fear?
Fear has long since flown this form. But there is something malevolent circling us. I feel fear is merely waiting in the wings.
What's funny is your friend was like, you know, she doesn't normally look like a vampire, right? Look, sometimes you see someone and you just gravitate toward them. Yeah, can't be blamed for that.
Are there many vampires here in London?
Immortals
If she did,
are of a
I'd
rare
maybe be a little
breed,
concerned
and
about
we
her.
often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea of the identity of the vampire who attacked me?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Lauren's on the phone with one of my close friends from back east, and he said that Twitch is for thoughts, and Lauren said he knows this. That is why Cody is streaming shirtless with tassels, and Jesse apparently asked which way the tassels were going, and she said one is going clockwise, the other one's going counterclockwise. Well, part of that was a joke about me because you dress kind of punk emo with painted nails, earrings, and all that. I did not know that about ya. That sounds awesome. What kind of earrings and stuff do you wear? And do you always paint them dark or do you paint them colorful? Which honestly, when you get more money, you're buying more rings and earrings because you want more. Nothing wrong with that. What's up? Oh, okay. How is he?
Talking about hair?
Yes. That's the consensus. Everyone likes her hair.
She kind of looks like Aloy.
A little bit.
Maybe it's just because she's a ginger.
I was gonna say it's the red hair.
If I could just...
Kane, I can't imagine you as a punk. I could imagine you as punk. She used to be emo. She used to wear makeup. And then she got lazy. No one can. Kane, if you could dig up some pictures of you as an emo, I would just be thrilled. Like, a before and after, that would be icing on the cake. What? I don't even know what she's singing. You tend to keep them gray tones or black, not big on bright for nails. Maybe a darker blue sometimes, but yeah, you were like that in high school, stopped doing it, and then went back to it in your 20s. Nothing wrong with that.
Do like one finger, like your ring finger, bright red. Just pop.
No guarantees you still have one? Fair.
Will they all
Very
be
fair.
as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember, even the shark smiles before he bites.
That sounds like a lesson from experience.
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience it is best to decline to play.
When I awoke, changed, I was chased and attacked by vampire hunters. Prepared and well-trained.
Though I can't be certain, more than likely it was the once glorious Guard of Priwen.
I don't do it often, but I have also painted my nails. I think the last time I painted them, they were a sparkly green, like an emerald green.
Once
it was nice.
glorious, but still dangerous.
They have seen better days, but all fanatics are dangerous. You would be wise to stay clear. They are sworn to destroy our kind.
Dangly kinds? I'm not too familiar with K-pop boys. You can see that going with my hair color? Well, thank you. It also goes well with my eyes. Also,
You
I
make
just
them
like
sound
green.
like some
Green's a
sort of
good color.
cult.
More a society. And like all the best ones, A secret society. I thought them almost gone, but it seemed they have been recruiting.
Wow, there's a lot to learn
I've
from
been
her.
hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Please do.
Hush.
Or feel free to share
Tell
on
no one this.
Discord if you want.
It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
How could this cause offense?
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
Excuse my forwardness, but are you my maker?
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
So it's a foolish and a very powerful immortal? That sounds like a dangerous combination.
I don't understand. Why was I created and then left for dead?
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
So me being a vampire could have been a mistake.
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just biting someone.
Then how do you do it?
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
I still have blood?
A vampire?
You're just now getting
Is that
to
what I
this.
am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
An Ekon?
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
So we are Ekons.
Shoot, if I could,
How can
I would do it.
us amongst other
I don't think I can,
vampires?
though.
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires. But all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
So how do I make a dog?
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Ah, now I can analyze the blood. Perfect. Up we go. Inside the hospital. To my room. We analyze some blood. Beep boop. Yeah, I want to make a sewer dog. That sounds like fun. Do I analyze it here? Do I water the
flower's
plant
dying.
here?
It needs water.
There we go. Now I can analyze some Razven blood sample. Oh, but now I can't make headache potions. Darn it. Wow, pneumonia is rough. All right, paying attention now. Was chatting with friends that didn't actually catch much of the first hour. Oh, that's all right.
Was
Welcome
infected
back.
by Spanish flu, but also has the highly unstable blood of the Skulls. Is the London vampire epidemic transmitted through the flu?
Ah, the Spanish
I should talk
flu
to Dr. Swansea about it.
is making people vampires. Perfect. What does this let me do? Blood absorption or stun. And decreased stamina consumption. So it'll drop it down to 20. And... oh, I have a billy club in my offhand? I used truncheon. It does... I think as much base stun as my level 2 one did, does it not? Oh, I guess it... No, wait. This one's level 2, and it does more. This is... Decreases the stamina cost, and if it's 10% each time... And then just does more stun. Okay. Heck of a variant? Yeah. Have you tried watering the plant with your blood? Vampire plant? I don't know if weapons have different move sets. I've only really used the machete and the common hacksaw. The scythe I've used a little bit, and it's got a different move set. And I guess the common barbed cudgel does as well. They each have like their own purposes and ways that you can upgrade them. Actually, I've never even looked at this to upgrade. Increase damage dealt, decrease reload time, stun points, rate of fire, damage dealt, reload time, and more stun points. Okay. Got more base damage, but it's not as fast. So what does it take to upgrade to level 3? I've got all the parts. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade that to level 3. And do I want to do more damage or get more blood? I mean, that's only going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 blood points. If I go all the way up there. Wild West Vampire, yeehaw, let me drink your blood. Yippee-ki-yay. Though the scythe has a counter thing you never got the hang of. Don't know if that's common to all two-handed weapons. It might be. I think it is. I also have not gotten the hang of it either. Ooh, I need 3 good handles. Maybe we will do some extra damage. I seem to be okay with getting blood and stuff, but I feel like I need to do extra damage. Tiny common handles. Oh, I need 6 and I have 4. I see. Let's go see if the shop has some. Also, the vampire plant comment reminded me part of the campaign you're working on is giant ambush plant like pitcher plants, Venus flytraps, and sundews. Well, that sounds rad.
Good evening,
what are they gonna
Dr.
do?
Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Let's trade.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course.
Oh, you sell drugs. Can I sell ammunition? Wait a second. I can sell ammunition, but I also get a free refill in my apartment thing?
Come now, we can handle this ghost.
Seems potentially a little cheap.
The Pembroke is so lucky to have
I don't know if it
Dr.
works
Reed
that
there.
way.
I met him in New York.
Good evening, Nurse
No,
Hawkins.
I don't want to talk to you.
Goodbye, Nurse.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins. Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening,
I
Doctor.
can break some of it
Still trying
down,
to save
yeah.
lives?
But
I'd like to see
should
your
probably
goods.
do that.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
He does have tiny parts and common handle parts. I'll just buy those. What's my inventory? This button? There we go. Weapons and modules. It's the junk, right? Oh, I have to be at my bench to break that down. That's right. Oh, they take away from my stash. I have a stash? What? I don't understand the option of refill, then. I didn't know I had a stash. I just thought it was like, hey, here's free ammo. I don't... How do I put stuff in my stash? That doesn't make any sense. Can I break these down? No, I can only upgrade them. You figure shortcut to docks via... boat down the stairs? What? What does all this give me? Springs, screws, lead plates, lead sticks, lead rods. Nothing that gives me the parts that I'm looking for, though. I think I'm missing one tiny part. I mean, I get that it says stash, but how do I put stuff in my stash? How do I replenish my stash? That's the thing that doesn't make sense. I don't have the option to just put stuff in there. Also, the idea is that this guy is trying to synthetically replicate druidic magic and all the messed up stuff he makes as a consequence. So a mini-boss you made, you're calling a blood elemental, elemental of stagnant waters. I like elemental of stagnant waters. Basically corrupted and filled with rotten remains. Gross. So it can deal slashing damage and cause sickened condition. Nice. Oh, where Oswald hangs? Yeah, I've already seen Oswald. I've already talked to him. Why am I looking for Oswald? Ah! There we go. Oswald. That's Tom Watts. Here's Oswald. Yeah, I can't even cure him yet. I'll be honest, Mercutio, I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. I've already found Edwina, too.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Sure.
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stole, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here, but it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
Love the reference to Pasteur, the inventor of pasteurization. Oh, that makes sense. Considering his name is Pasteur. I may turn London into my realm? What does that mean? You're workshopping it, only play tested, one or two things, always open to feedback. Feel free to send it my way. When I was playing D&D last, I was doing a lot of monster tweaking. All right, Mercutio, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. You take care.
And why not? What did Stoker say about the Children of the Night? Well, using my blood, I could create a whole army of vampires.
Surely you're joking.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I need
great way to end
talk
it.
to you. I have some rather bad news.
Is my sister dead?
Yes.
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
The eye was in the tomb. Attend Mary's funeral. Can I just, like, go and do that? Reach Stonebridge Cemetery, which is where I need to go for... Oh, there's an entrance over here. Oh, yeah, I need to reassure her about the spies, and then... I gotta retrieve Samuel, the disciple at the cemetery. Perfect. Take me to the same place. Curious about trying to DM, but you don't know how to DM at all. Honestly, it's very easy, but very intimidating to try and get started with DMing. DMing is a lot of fun, but can be stressful. Modules are a great way to get used to. A lot of it is knowing knowledge and when to yes and.
Mary.
Your players also know how to trick them into doing what they should do.
I'll find the truth about what
Oh,
happened
yes,
to
and
us.
your players, and also
I swear.
knowing how to trick. I put an unnecessary period there originally. Yeah, DMing can be a lot of fun, but definitely very stressful, especially if you're the type of person who's like, I want to create this huge, crazy world with all this lore. You're not going to do that overnight. It takes years and a lot of time to create a vast world that is even remotely resembling something big. So definitely start with modules, maybe alter some of the modules for information that you created. That's a great way to start. You know, change town names, change people's names, change quest givers, and then slowly you'll create your own world around that. Great way to start.
Spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient
I wonder why the
slave.
Goswicks came here in the first place.
I want to talk to Thelma, please. Thank you.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
But there's
How
tons
are
of
you
great
today?
modules out there too.
Blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time.
Oh?
Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll
Watery
keep that
rich blood
proposition
sample.
in mind.
Don't tempt me, Thelma. Don't tempt me.
Do you require my services, Miss?
I have no need for your
She's absolutely healthy and worth
I'll leave
2,000
you,
experience.
Mistress of the Dark.
Yes, I 100% did in that conversation with, I'm going to make my own vampire army, because I would love to. That sounds fantastic. You ever get to a point you feel comfortable you'd love if you joined, given you have time at the moment, of course? I mean, if you ever run a one-shot or a couple session thing, I'd be more than happy to join. I haven't had the time or the drive to really do a long-form campaign. I'm gonna go attend my sister's funeral.
It's on to us! He's dead! Oh my god!
Good night.
So fucking fast!
I'm doing significantly more damage, and that is great. Oh, come on, I healed myself. I could legitimately turn her. I won't, but I could. Remember, the first thing you ran was just a basic go to a village and then go off and kill some goblins bandits. Since then, you've made dungeons that were the tomb of King Midas, but that took a while, and one of the best ways to learn, you think, is playing. Although Matthew Coville is a good channel for advice for new DMs, and also Runesmith, I think one-shots are a great practice, and one-shots are how you test material you might want to use later. For sure, Matthew Coville, brilliant ideas, fantastic ideas, great channel. Runesmith, I think I've seen a couple of them, so I can't attest to that too much, but I think the couple of episodes I saw were pretty good. I have 4,400 XP currently. Oh, this poor woman.
Christ, he's dead! He's mine! I'll take
it! See, that time it went significantly better for me. Just for curiosity's sake, what do you usually use to play it on when it comes to online D&D? A free one that you can use is Roll20. If everyone's already got Tabletop Simulator is a good one. Honestly, you could open up like not Notepad, but like Word or GIMP and just draw stuff on that and like share your screen. It's a great way to do it online. Variants, I think Roll20 is the best. I've done some Tabletop Sim, but it's a bit messy. Yeah, Tabletop Sim is messy. Sometimes it's nice to have the 3D figures, though. Roll20 has a lot of ways to control what info players have. Also, you can keep track of stuff like health and initiative easily. And it's free. The paid versions of Roll20, I heard people say it's pretty good. I personally like Foundry. Foundry is a $50 purchase, but only one person needs to own it, and you can host the game and then other people join, and it has a lot of controls and options like Roll20 does, but it's got a huge mod and development community. Amy's using one I haven't mentioned. Never tried Foundry. Is the software is that a software or website? It's a software that the person who's hosting the game, note I did not say DMing, but hosting the game, runs off their computer, and it's a website that people connect to. They connect to a public IP address that you give them, that is generated when you choose to share it, and then people connect to it. Or you can pay a service to host it. Fantasy Grounds. I've played Fantasy Grounds. Fantasy Grounds is filled with tons of options and books and stuff like that, but it's got an incredibly clunky UI. The user interface and the learning curve for it is really high, so it's a rough one to get started in, but if it's one that you have already purchased and got stuff in, it still works just as well. Foundry is like the middle ground between Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds, in my opinion. Foundry is also significantly cheaper because Fantasy Grounds, the person who's running it has to spend like $200 to even get it to start running, whereas Foundry you can get started for $50. Yeah, basically like a Jackbox lobby. Yeah, it's definitely not beginner friendly, not in the slightest. And I've played with Foundry. I've used it before. It's got a lot of really cool a lot of really, really cool, what do you call them?
Stay away, sir.
I want to say options, but options isn't the right word. Features. Features is the word that I'm looking for. Foundry not Foundry. Fantasy Grounds has a lot of really cool features. Like, one of the things I like about it are the language feature. The language feature is super, super cool. It's very well done. I don't know what other games Fantasy Grounds has with it, though. Thank you, Shadow. Like, I know with Foundry, they have a lot of support for a bunch of different games already. Some of them you do have to buy. You have to pay for the modules to get them. But I don't think they're nearly as expensive as Fantasy Grounds. Hey, Kane's drunk. Also, legit more people need to get how OP Comprehend Languages is. So much free info for a ritual cast. For sure. Comprehend Languages, top tier. It can be super, super good.
Leech fire! Watch out! He's dead!
Yeah, Shadow could be just smashed right now. Talk to Animals is also underappreciated. Talk to Animals is a lot of fun. Puzzle to decipher this ancient ruined door and get in? Nope, just read the instructions. Yeah, upgrading my weapon, best choice. I do so much damage. Just dropping these people super quick. This is great. I hear a crying baby, which is a terrifying thought. Hi, I'm not, though. I'm Dad.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Somebody help!
Where are you? You over this way?
What do you want?
I like how I'm just a medical doctor that comes out of nowhere with a saw.
Somebody help!
All right, let's feed a little bit.
What do you want? Somebody help!
Don't worry, lady. I'm here. Are you okay?
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back.
Tyler Durden. Who's
know a
Tyler
lot
Durden?
about them,
Isn't
sir.
that
I'm
Fight
Dr.
Club?
Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Shaoshun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now.
Ah, got it. Plot twist, Jonathan is the origin of the Jack the Ripper mythos. It would make sense.
Shouldn't you go back home?
Maybe like...
She's healthy. Okay. Hello.
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the This man's far too old to be Samuel.
What about this guy here?
No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker.
Can I take the weapon in his chest? Oh, what about this guy?
Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
I
It's
am
locked
good at
alike.
following blood trails. Is it this one? Is this the blood trail? You were wondering who'd get it? I knew it sounded familiar. I honestly don't think I've ever seen the entirety of Fight Club.
As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
Oh, this is Samuel. Hey, buddy. Jeez. I just healed too. He like two-shot me. Incredible. Also, hey, lady in the tomb, can I know your whole life story real quick? And can you tell me you trust me? No reason. Can you also invite me in? I'd appreciate if you could invite me in. That'd be great. I don't have to redo Lady in or Widow in Distress, do I? No, I think she's good. So we'll just go this way. Invite me in and clean your neck. Here's a sanitation wipe. I do not wish to contract the Spanish flu. Please and thank you. I need blood. I need blood. Oh, God. Still need blood. Still need blood. Ow. Leave me alone. Okay. I get that you are resistant to melee damage, but I would appreciate it if you could not be. All I want for Christmas is blood. Got him. Personal diary. Perfect. It's part of my culture. Just clean your neck, please. It's part of my religion. I need you to obey. Lady, please, it's just a very intense neck kiss. Do not worry. Dracula don't bite, he scrapes he scrape and lick. Was he resistant to guns? No, I think he was resistant to like shadow and melee, but he was not resistant to ranged. 12th of October. Father Whitaker is so righteous, so full of compassion and love for the suffering ones. His words are all this city needs. Tonight, I gave him all I have. My strength, my faith, my wealth. And if that's not enough, I know where to find more. 17th of October. Father Whitaker and I went to an abandoned house near St. Mary's Church. It was an awful smelly place. Rats were disputing the rooms to the last remaining residents of the decrepit flats. Most of them are sick. Awful, awful odors. On the last floor, Father Whitaker found an old man lying on a dirty mattress, coughing and spitting blood in a wooden bowl. Father Whitaker knelt before him and prayed a long time. The man seemed to feel better. Then we both helped him to find the light. I cried then, and I cry now as I write these lines, for I've never seen a soul so relieved to be finally redeemed. Father Whitaker is a saint. If it's not presumptuous nor a sinful expression of pride, I wish I'll be able to save as many souls as he does, for it's a real privilege to witness such miracles. Is he Irish? I don't know. They're all just Irish. Catholic Irish. Tonight we both went to the Ore House bordering the canal. I must admit I was very afraid to cross the path of Jezebels, but the buildings were abandoned for a long time. Ores and infections go together, explained Father Whitaker. But their customers quickly get scared when there is mention of disease. In the last brothel, we found 2 sick women sleeping together in a sinful attitude under dirty blankets. The odor was awful once more, the smell of Satan and the disease, explained Father Whitaker. Before kneeling and praying for these 2 lost souls, the women were so frail and sick they were not able to move when I threw the petrol on the blankets. Their souls are now cleansed and purified. Dear God, that took a turn. Father Whitaker is a saint and won't let anyone mock the holy man he is. They shall receive more help and support. But as all the true prophets, he is alone. He needs more from his followers. He needs love and proof of love. Tomorrow, I shall go back to the cemetery and unearth more wealth for him. The dead have no need of the terrestrial goods, but we need to eat, Father Whitaker and I. Tonight, for the first time, it was my turn to lead the round. I chose to return where we went 10 days ago, to see if any more souls needed to be freed. Father Whitaker approved my choice, since the good man's work is never finished. And Satan never sleeps, he explained. He also said if I keep showing so much zeal, he may soon give me more important missions and tasks. I can't wait. 3 more souls have been cleansed from any corruption. If it's not presumptuous nor a sinful expression of pride, I dare say we are on a path to greatest. All the more reason to eat Father Whitaker. Wait. They were alive when they did that, or were they dead and they burned the bodies? Pretty sure they were alive. I'm pretty sure they walked into the whorehouse and killed these poor women who were sick and infected, and they did it while they were alive. No one expects the Irish Inquisition. More like the Catholic Inquisition. Religion has led to many good things and many bad things. Hey, new hideout. Nice. All right. Anything? What's it take to upgrade this? Good handles. I need good handles. Or tiny common handles. Oh god, the Misty Step thing is so cool. What stuff can I break down? All the stuff I can break down just breaks down into like medical components or parts that I already have. What stuff can you break down? My emotions? Very good. Oh, hello. Good sir. Holy symbols of orichalcum. If you ever face a vampire, never forget they fear holy symbols, as long as you have the faith. A cross, a Star of David, an olive branch even, can prove useful to repel these creatures from the pit. But you will not harm them for good. If you really want to hurt them, only one solution exists. Forget about wooden stakes or silver bullets, and find yourself the strongest weapon against vampires, orichalcum. Do you think it's a coincidence that orichalcum was common in Atlantis, according to the legend of ancient writings? Atlantis was infested with vampires, and the place is now known as the Santorini Island. I'll personally pay £10,000 to the man who can provide me some real orichalcum. Clarence Crossley. For more information, please contact me directly. Dear Lord, there are so many corpses everywhere. Yeah, this place is falling apart. All right, Kane, thanks for hanging out, buddy. You have a good night. Take care of yourself. I imagine you're getting to work and not going to sleep, but maybe if you're getting some sleep, have a good rest. Varian is very cool. Varian, are you part of the Discord? I'm sure you're probably in a ton of Discords, so don't feel obligated to join it if you don't want to. But if you want to hang out and get notifications when I go live, feel free to join up in the Discord. Orichalcum always reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis. 3 hours is all you need? I'll take 8, please. I usually get about 6. Don't ask how you function. Coffee? And sheer pure will?
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
Someone with insomnia 3 hours without meds is a dream? Yikes. I could not imagine. I use melatonin now and again, but I could not imagine.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
She old looking. Oh, she hobbling. She is old.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
Yeah, I can't wait to eat the priest either.
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Yes, madam. They're not wearing their masks. Yeah, I knew a few people who weren't able to go to funerals at the beginning of COVID. They basically just had to cremate, and
what have I done?
That was it. It was awful. I can't imagine.
If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
Let me mourn, woman. Come on.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Don't tell the redhead to go away. I don't want her to go away. I just, you know. By the way, Varian, there's the Discord link. If you would like to join, I have a couple of reaction roles that you can click that'll ping you on Discord when I go live. I use it specifically only to go live and to update about my schedule. So it's not an at everyone ping. You don't get it all the time. You just get it on the days that I actually go live.
She was a good person. Vibrant. Full of life.
Of course.
She was kindness incarnate.
Thank you for hanging out with us and being willing to join up and chill. We love talking D&D and stuff like that.
Econ. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How is it possible? Tell me. Is it so easy to take a life every night, and then just smile and nod at those you spared?
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here.
Thank you, Nightbot.
To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this world for centuries, and time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace.
I can walk into a church?
Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
Snap. She done did told me. You think this is as far as you got in the story? I'm surprised it took me this long to get this far in the story. I really did go off the rails and just try to do side quests. I confess I'm gonna drink you, priest boy. That sounds so wrong, Varian. Although probably what they've got coming, considering what they've done and what they oft do. I confess I'm still here for some reason. It's my vampiric mesmerization, my charm. You just can't go away, Kane. Go get some sleep or take a shot. I like how those are the two choices. Let me suck your blood and heal myself because apparently I'm dying. Nope. And he bit me. God. Gosh darn it. I keep forgetting about their leap. It makes me wish I had a leap. Oh. I literally just healed myself. Seriously? Alright. You... Possibly because redhead vampire, but also yes, Cody is so great. Why not both? Thank you, Kane. That's very kind of you. I don't know why that one gave me so much trouble. Time to level, maybe? I'm only at 4,600. I'll probably wait a little bit more and then level. I want to level like when I'm around 6,000 again. Oh god, there's so many. And they're all level 16. Okay. Alright, let me feed on you. Oh. Backhand this guy. Your favorite tactic in For Honor was just shoving people into fires? I loved pushing people off the edge. But people got so good at countering being pushed off the edge that it wasn't viable after the game came out, and it made me very sad. Whew. I was a little on the rough side. I wasn't expecting 4 more to come down, or 3 more, or whatever it was. I want to play For Honor again. I'd love to get some people who did not play that game much to play that with me. Because I know if I get people who did play that game a lot, I would just get destroyed, and that wouldn't be quite as much fun as learning again with some low risk. I think I still have the free version of it. I need to actually, like, buy it.
Hello,
I didn't
sir.
get too much XP, no.
Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring
I'm
about
at 4,700.
May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
Yeah, I think I got the free-to-play version, but there is the,
right.
like, you
I
spend
shan't
$15 and then you
Goodbye for now, sir.
get more experience, basically, and it goes on sale all the time. That's the sucky part, is it's like, oh yeah, it's free-to-play, but it's a super big grind and it takes forever to level things up.
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
I don't like this
Ascalon does
Mr.
not
X looking
approve of
guy.
lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
Oh, he very big. He's
immortals
scary
try
big.
my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
So I guess as you progress through the story, your mesmer level goes up, and then eventually you can, like, hypnotize people or whatever and get them to Get them, you can either like lead them away so you can suck their blood, or, you know, any number of things like that. But yeah, I thought it was weird that a story progression thing was like, hey, your mesmer's too low for this. It's like, when am I supposed to do this otherwise? It's story. That's what you didn't like about the Star Wars MMO being free to play. Got to a certain level and then basically impossible to level up enough to keep up with the content. Oh, did they start like reducing the amount of XP you got if you didn't like pay for a sub or whatever? It's kind of one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of Elder Scrolls Online. It feels like it punishes you for not doing the monthly sub and getting stuff. Although to a significantly lesser degree than many others. Oh, I didn't mean to pick up a rat meat, but it was a massive amount. Like, if you're free to play, the only stuff that gives you XP, or the only stuff XP gets you is cosmetic, then whatever, because while they're fun, they don't affect gameplay. Oh, yeah. Alright, big doggy boy. That was easy. They're werewolves, but they're actually a type of vampire. They're not actually lycanthrope, or lycanthrope werewolves. Fun fact, this girl I knew used to struggle saying werewolf and would always say werewolves. Aww. I've known some people who have a hard time saying like roof and stuff like that. It's always rough. It sounds more like rough. I think they do. I think they're just like a lot more vicious or something. I'm not 100% sure. I've only really fought them. I haven't learned too much about them. The controller is about the same. It's a little bit easier to control some of the stuff, like targeting. But otherwise, it's pretty much the same. Okay, so this was that other place that I came to, and why I, like, lured all those people to me. Oh, okay, so I'm literally just going back to the church. That makes it easy. Someone say eat this? Or AS? As what? As the crow flies? Oh yeah, this is where that church dude was.
Oh my god!
It sucks though that feeding on people like this doesn't really get me that much experience. So you don't really have any cool vampiric powers yet, offensively speaking? Yeah, I'm curious what the other powers will be. It sucks that they're so expensive to get to start with. I have to level up the feeding to make it do more damage.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned
Chapter
from a
2?
Yes.
And I don't know how many chapters there are.
I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
This is the wrong guy. As far as I know, he's okay.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I like how it's just, this is private, this is private.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest, as you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Yeah, exactly. They don't... Ugh.
Just know, I cared for her.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I killed you. There's no excuse. My dear Mary.
I was hoping for some recognition in his eyes.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now, and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
Despite the dead eyes and pale veiny complexion, Jonathan's pretty handsome. He is a very handsome looking dude. Because of the white eyes. Dead pale eyes and veiny complexion. Let's see. I am officially into chapter 3. So officially into chapter 3, and only on like my second night,
Whatever
which is
happened on this dock is
bonkers
between
to
my
me.
sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
That was a weird thing to suddenly say, my dude. You're so worried we were gonna hurt that guy in some way? He seems so nice. I don't think we're gonna hurt him. However, this fella.
Protection against malevolence and trickery.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
I need one more hint. And to get up to Mesmer level 5. And then we consume. Consume. Tobias has already killed several sick people during his crusade to cleanse the city. And he wants to cleanse the city by fire. He believes the Vicar of St. Mary's Church, Joseph Larrabee, is preaching a false faith. So we have to continue to protect Joseph Larrabee and to rid the world of this filth.
I have found Samuel, your disciple.
Gotta protect our boy Joe.
I'm afraid
Darn right.
I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
I think it's something like a Mesmer level per chapter. Maybe at the end, like as you complete the chapter, you get it. So I probably have to complete chapter 5.
Don't you fear getting sick yourself?
I've been touched by God's grace. I am perfectly healthy.
Are you? Yeah, okay.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
That woman is as depraved as Jezebel, and she deserves the same fate.
Really? Why is that?
This woman runs no medical facility, but a temple to the false prophets of science and debauchery. And she has many accomplices, I heard.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
Ooh, cookie
All
dough. Heck
scientists
yes.
are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your
I feel like I've done this before,
so-called truth.
but I don't
As
remember.
a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them. Those minions.
I think
from
it would
the
have gone up
abyss.
regardless. I don't think it went up because I tried to charm her.
I have heard enough. Goodbye.
It's fun.
Did I do this one? I did do that one. Personal questions. Ah.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave
God,
all
I
he
wish.
had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
Oh. Tobias's crusade is funded by his apprentice's grave digging activities. Excellent. I have all 5.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
I just want to mesmerize you.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
Could you guys imagine just how terrifying COVID would have been if people were going around setting other people on fire to try and stop the sickness?
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed.
In this day and age,
I am
I
only
could not.
driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
Like, the amount of crazy I already see astounds me, and I could not imagine that. Honestly, we're far off. We're far off it in some place? We're not far off of it? Is that what you mean?
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision.
We weren't far off of it in some places. What do you mean?
Queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead, and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood.
Oh.
Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is
Were
the
they setting them
mother
on
of
fire or
harlots
just
and
letting them
abomination of
get
the
better?
earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Why did you send...
I sent him on a...
You sent a man to die because of a stupid vision. I have heard
Better
enough
or
of your
star?
nonsense.
That's crazy.
Goodbye.
What is wrong with people? Oh, find out whom the scarf belongs to? I don't remember finding a scarf. And I have to go do those two. Where's the thing I accidentally put down? I apparently put down a custom marker, and I don't know where it is. Okay.
Good evening,
So you want to play this Gravedigger character you've been playing with? I think he's a warlock who's trying to find the bones of his wife that were scattered as part of his pact. Lack of empathy is what's wrong with people. And oppression. Like fear and government oppression. Part of that is from our survival instincts. We are animals after all. Yeah. You could also try playing a Pact of the Grave Cleric. Maybe.
Have you any news of Nurse...
I'll never know what goes on in that place.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Isn't that... Yeah, Clayton Darby and Christina Popa. Find out to whom the scarf belongs. Grave Cleric could be very on point, or maybe a mix of the two. Grave Cleric, Warlock.
Change your mind, Mr. Reed?
Could this be your scarf?
Could this be the scarf you lost, Miss Popper?
It is much more than a scarf to me. It is the only thing that connects me to my family and my country. Thank you so much.
Did it play and I didn't hear it, or? Sue it. Oh, there it is. Sue it. Actually, that would work well in why someone would have done that. Pissed off some devil because my whole thing as a grave cleric is laying souls to rest, and a devil wouldn't like someone who frees souls. Yeah, there you go. Ban in-game action of drinking. Alright, so for the next combat, I will not drink. Will not drink anyone's blood. I will have to do it all without drinking blood.
What do you know about Nurse Crane?
That woman is a saint. She's living proof that a strong will
It
is
was right there.
sometimes
That's
all
what it's
you
for.
need to make a
That's what it's for.
Goodbye, miss.
That was clever.
Take care of yourself as best you can.
Okay, so I did a cherished souvenir. I now have 5,120. Did I really fail 2 hints by giving her the scarf? I didn't even notice that. Oh no, I failed 1 hint. I don't know how I failed. Oh, 1 for her and 1 for Darby? Uh-oh. Game crashed. We'll give it a second. Also, this is why you like talking D&D with people who get excited about characters. Makes it so easy to fill in those gaps. For sure. Game was mad about the scarf. Game was mad that I failed too, because I gave someone a scarf. Even though I talked to Darby beforehand and I had no dialogue option for the scarf. Makes no sense. Game is saves coming for me. It's supposed to auto-save, so we'll see how well that works out. See, I love D&D, especially in theory, especially in like discussion. I have such a hard time playing D&D these days. Total War Warhammer 3? Check the details on the scarf in the inventory if it's there. Yeah, I can try that. Let's see. Nope, it's already done. A cherished souvenir. See, I even went to Clayton. I talked to him. I didn't have the option to give it to him. I do not understand. You love the ideas and concepts you can come up with. I think it's such a great thought/creativity exercise. For sure. D&D has a lot of potential to be a very great thought exercise. Alright, you know what? That was a really weak combat. I will hold do not drink for the next combat. My only issue is that D&D no longer feels like it caters well to creativity. I think is the best way I can put that. Primus says way too many characters he's come up with. Oh, I know people who all they do is just build characters. I can't do that. I don't know how people come up with all these characters. I've played a handful of characters and I haven't been able to do much past that. Where am I supposed to go? Do you mean with some of the recent changes they've been making? You love making characters? I think it's mostly just from having played it. From playing it a lot, it does not do combat the way that I wish combat were. It does not do spells the way I wish spells were. Like, I guess the best way to put it is it's very shallow. It has a lot of potential, but usually to make it really good or more in depth or more fun, you have to put a lot of work into overhauling some parts of the system. And D&D as like a blanket thing is a great start. It's simple and it's fantastic for that, and you can get a lot out of it that way. But I feel like in order to really get to the roots of making a fantastical world, it does not lend itself to more than a simplified or a complex version of roll the dice and hope you roll well.
I've heard so many bad things recently. I'm almost glad I cannot.
I wish I could play 3.5. I have Pathfinder 2, which I hear is basically like 3.5. I should probably look at that.
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
All right. I shan't insist. Goodbye for now, sir.
Is 3.5 plus more stuff? All right, I'm gonna have to actually try taking a look at 3.5 and see if it scratches that itch that I want. I picked up Genesis, the Genesis system, which I've been meaning to try and get some people to play. But I have not actually taken the time to like sit down and where am I supposed to go? Actually set it up and get people to play it with me. I don't know where they're wanting me to go. Come up with the gravediggers. Oh, it's 700 meters that way. Lord. Although Pathfinder does have some balanced stuff that can easily be broken because they have so many options. Yeah, that is true. But I mean, D&D does too. D&D gets broken real easy. Also, if you have 3.5 questions, let me know. It's the edition you started on when you were 12. Oh, heck yeah. I mean, I don't currently have any questions, but any advice you can give me would be welcomed. You love that metamagic is actually a set of feats in the game that any caster can take? How does that work? Also, so many feats. Many are useless, but also fun. How does metamagic work and all that? Oh, there are ghouls down here now. Oh boy.
The power of the Lord.
I can't drink in that fight was gonna be rough. So for example, you can take Shape Spell. This would allow you to drop a fireball on the party and choose not to hit people or certain objects of your choice. Okay, familiar with Shape Spell. But Shape Spell is now something anyone can take and not just... Oh, I didn't even see you there, buddy. And not just wizards. You know, you're gonna grab your rulebook? Heck yeah! Grab that rulebook. Oh, come on. It wouldn't let me dodge. Two shot me. Wouldn't let me dodge. If we had to prevent in-game action on Outer Wilds, you would have said no ship. It would be a timed thing, I think, is how I'm gonna run the block and option, or a temporary situational thing. Like it wouldn't be a no ship for the rest of this loop, or you know, don't use feed for the next fight. Which is pretty much where I'm at right now, is don't use feed for this fight. Oh god! Where'd you come from? Ow. Okay. Varian, up to you. Does that work as my next fight? Yikes. Cause I do be hurting. Yeah, that works? Okay, perfect, cool. Cause with those other guys hanging around, I've got no blood. Also, way better summoning spells. Yeah, I really wanted to play a Necromancer, and 5e just does not do Necromancer well. I'm a wizard. Where's my wizard hat? There it is. I'm a wizard.
Over there! There's one of them. Watch yourselves.
Oh god.
No rest for the wicked. There's one of them.
Ow, ow, quit beating me. Jerk. Gotta spend this 22,000 on something? Yeah, that's why I keep adding more things for you guys to buy, more ways to mess with me, more fun things to do. And I thought the banning one would be pretty cool. Thought you guys would enjoy that. I'm holding off on leveling until I get around 6,000 experience or so. I'm trying to minimize the amount of times that I level up without where did that sewer dog come from? Where do you come from? Okay, got it. You've cured a bunch of people at this point, and others you've rescued won't move until you sleep. I know, but there's still a whole nother area that has some side quests that I haven't even looked at yet. So before I advanced, I kind of want to check out the West End and like the docks and make sure that I get as many people over there cured as I can before I sleep again as well, because I don't want it to get worse. All right, we're just gonna...
He's mine! I'll take it! The power of the Lord commands you! No rest for the wicked! Faith, brothers!
I'll feed on you, father.
That leech is false!
There we go. Shadow over here just trying to get me rest to ruin the game and kill more people. Watch the West End be like level 25 enemies. If the West End is like level 25 enemies, I will leave there and then I will go for sure rest and get some sleepy buys. Still no reason to come in here, huh? One skill that's kind of fun in this game is forgery. One that is dumb is use rope. Also, what's cool is spells in this version have some innate alignment to them sometimes. How does that work? Although people have played cowboys by maxing that skill. Oh, like a lasso? That's clever. That's very cute.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth.
It's been a while.
I remember you.
Oh. Why do you have horns?
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
You selected me.
What is going
Chose
on?
me.
This is not what I was expecting either.
Shall my children yet to come?
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
Watch, this vampire dude created me because he knew me as a doctor would be able to
know how I
solve the
feel or
epidemic.
behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
It's like, my guess is going to be the church manufactured the sickness, or like the guards of Prywin or whatever their name is, and the vampire's like, ooh, this ain't good. We need to stop it. Hey, this doctor who's good at blood transfusions can figure out how to do it. Dang it. I want more of these. Like the blood god from Blade? Oh god, it's been a while since I've seen Blade. I don't remember a blood god. They look like Hela from Thor. They did with the spike, or the antlers. Horns, whatever. Probably to make him immune to The flu?
Coward blinded by fear. You've embraced the path.
That would be my guess. Maybe he was dying.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCullum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
So, should I kill you
Leave him,
now?
Jonathan.
Like I've killed
This is
everyone
sacred
else?
ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned.
Secretly hoping actual werewolves make an appearance at some point. It's called Vampyr, not werewolf.
By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
New
The
fashion.
hospital has been
Werewolf.
attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
No one will notice a few more bodies.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones.
Ah. We didn't really care for her
Found
anyway.
Her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
A death shaman. Ooh, tell me that.
Rest assured, I will protect you and your staff.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of.
Like a controlling undead.
Very well.
Ooh.
Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
All right. Where is Sean Hampton?
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks.
Ghost on every street corner. The daily routine.
Wonder if I talk to people if they got more to say. About the recent events?
Can you tell me anything about recent events at the hospital?
Before the shouts and the noises,
I think a lot of them were too high on Mesmer
I heard
level.
whispers coming from the stairs. 2 voices, maybe more.
Did you recognize the voices? What did they say?
I couldn't hear. Sounded like they were arguing or something.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Fear and disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Oh, she do be cleaning.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft.
My girl
How are you
Howcroft's okay, yeah?
Blood doctor. Warm.
Is there anything you can tell me?
Many things can happen under cover of night, Dr. Reed. But I took no part in this massacre.
But did you see or hear anything?
Oh,
I can't say I
Dread
did.
Necromancer. Oh god,
But
that
the
sounds
smell
cool
of fresh
too.
blood almost made me faint, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark.
I wish I could be sick again. Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Can I talk to you?
Good evening, no.
Good evening.
Recent events.
Tell me about the recent events.
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
Goodbye, nurse.
Alright, so we go over here.
What on earth happened here?
Dang. Lady Ashbury. Oh, she's a level 20 mesmer? Does that mean I'll never be able to mesmer her? That wizard hat is the perfect complement to the stream. I need to get some better hats. Or not better hats, but different hats, some more hats.
Oh, Jonathan, I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Can we share this meal?
Would you care to partake in this meal with me?
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Impressive. What do you know of Ascalon?
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was huge?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
So I imagine I have to consume everyone to fight
experienced
or be part of them.
Difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Oh yeah,
Thank you, my lady.
I think you're right,
hope
Shadow.
to see you again soon.
Like one of the eldest vampires or the most powerful vampire, something like that. Or like an outcast powerful vampire who's like, alright, we gotta do the thing. I still have a feeling it's something along the lines of, where is that morgue? Is it this way? I still have a feeling it's something along the lines of, like, the flu having something to do with the vampirism and all that. Just a feeling. Yeah, or some prophesized vampire thing. That would make sense. The old morgue. A rogue skull. Can I look at what's her face's body? Is that a thing I'm allowed to do in here? I don't even know if her body's gonna be in here, but... Was there a prophecy stated at the beginning? I kind of forgot that. Give me some blood, Jethro. Ha-ha! Alright, so I guess I can't actually see her.
I cannot enter.
Okay. Maybe I'm able to come back here another time? And Father What's-His-Dick was telling of dreams of a blood queen or something? It's true. I don't think the guy I saw was a queen. But, maybe he's part of that conspiracy. Maybe it's like the fabled coming of a more powerful vampire queen and he wants me to try and stop it. Who knows? I feel like I've really barely scratched the surface of this game in what its story has to offer so far. I mean, I've only played like what, 9 hours? I think tonight marks 9 hours. I started No. I started like Wednesday of last week, and tonight is, I think, 9 hours. Also, I love how we're ignoring the fact that this vampire can totally kick doors down, but doesn't, because that's rude. Locks mean nothing to me. But I do not choose to assert my dominance as a vampire and knock down your door anyway. So I'm running around emptying trash cans and looting corpses. I have better things to loot that are not on the other side of locked doors, and that is corpses and trash cans. Sounds like freshman year of college. Ugh. Does not sound like a fun year of college. Is there anything in here for me to loot?
It's locked, all right.
All right, I have 5,695 experience. We will not sleep tonight, but let's see. So we are here. Our next thing is to go to the East End Docks, which I think is where the gravediggers and the bombing is going to be. So if we look at the map, yeah, so there's the docks, the western docks, the northern docks, and then the west end. So that's the docks. So all I'm missing is the west end. So I got to get up to the west end at some point to find people, but we'll start doing some of the side quests here, see how tough the people are. And if the west end is super tough, then we'll probably end up resting. But trying to do as much as I can in as little time resting as possible, I think, is the right idea. Because every time I rest, people get healed, and anyone who's not healed gets worse. So the more that I can go about and do healing before I rest, the better, I guess, the end of the game is going to wind up being. So the more people that get sick and die, the worse the worse the end of the game is, or something, I guess. It's a whole chaos meter. I wonder. Yeah, so you can see that health status over here. So Pembroke Hospital is 99% healthy, and it's because I can't cure this guy's headache right now because I don't have anything for it. I haven't explored everywhere over here, so it's stable, but it's only 83%. And then this place is in serious state because I haven't been able to cure a couple of these people. Like, I can't give him a headache cure, I can't give him a migraine cure, or him a cold cure, but next time I sleep, I can go see them and I can give him a cure, and then hopefully I'll be able to get migraine cure soon. That's another thing I'm kind of waiting on. I want to try and get the migraine cure before I sleep, so that way I can ensure that I get these guys next time. Yeah, I think it's pretty much an endless night until I sleep. There might be story prompts that say, all right, the sun's coming up, you need to go sleep. But so far, it's just been endless night, which is pretty cool. You don't think they get worse every time? Just a chance. I don't know. Honestly, that wasn't very well explained to me. We don't even have a migraine cure nowadays? I mean, aspirin, Tylenol. Crazy how I have 132 out of 115 blood. Anyway. THC. Yeah, for some people, THC definitely works. He's blood doping. Alright. So I am going to go ahead and end for the night, and that's mostly because it is 10 o'clock and I have work in the morning. So we're going to real quick see who is streaming that I might be able to go raid. Ooh, Arrowis is still streaming. She's doing some Outer Wilds. And I know you guys love the Outer Wilds. So we're gonna raid Arrowis again because she's lovely and Outer Wilds is awesome. But thank you all so much for hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun. Screw that giant space fish. I know, right? She's doing the DLC, so it's a little bit different. She's doing the DLC. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to each other. Stay hydrated. And as always, I will see you all in the next adventure. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll be playing Among Us with Pinky's Lobby, and then I'll also be playing Friday and Wednesday Vampyr. So, ooh, enjoy your cookie. Anyway, let's go give Arrowis some love. Feel free to copy and paste the raid message there. One is sub, one is not. And yeah, we'll go say hi to Arrowis.